though for Envy.
blindly. You're just playing. You're gambling, really.
Now towards B.
Okay, so they know 2's here. Now
Here, trying to work his way up among some of the other members of Envy as they're on the
they're
assault
committing.
here.
Oh, they're committing. They don't give a fuck. Little cam peek.
Explosive nature that's probably going to come out of Male here in just a moment. So most of the team choosing to not take a direct contact upon that. And it's a pretty smart decision to do that as well here. V1.
Why are you watching that person?
Back up, calling for the rotates from the other site. Mame with a good find here. Still hiding inside of his cloud bursts as well, causing problems against the defender still alive in the site. But Zelsis making that impact on the return. He's able to get 2 for himself here, bringing it down to 3 overall. Attackers still alive and in the site. Zelsis, player 1, and Penny on the retake here. Oh no! Penny, I think, actually getting the
oh my god. I like it. They triple peek together. They triple peeked together. They all peeked upper and they went for fights. But Penny just freaking owned him.
On the first map, but he absolutely explodes at the beginning of map number 2.
His sister was playing. You know, he just had to go down the stairs or something real quick. And
they had no idea he was down there.
Came back to the computer right now, so don't worry about it, guys. Version 1's here. They're actually playing the game now. Everything is a-okay. All jokes aside, though, what a round from Penny right there. I mean, collat headshot with the ghost. That's some insanity. But they need to translate that into some more round wins. Now, Envy not going to take a page out of version 1's book here. Instead, they're going to play the eco how you would regularly assume. They are going to have a couple of upgrades across the board with a Frenzy as well as a Sheriff, but obviously still going to be pretty difficult for them to pick up anything. Just mostly looking to harm version 1's economy in any way.
Immediate barrier orb wall going down in mid here, attempting to try and take it down before it got that extra bit of health, but failed to do so, so going to have to redo that. In the meantime, Vanity already going to be able to find 1 pickup in the V1 camp here. Takes a bit of heat in the process, but they've got the regrowth ready to go, so Vanity, as you can see on the right side, they're going to get healed up pretty quickly. Zelsis and him ready to come back out. Vanity getting himself a second on the round overall, and Penny tries to bring in...
Oh my god, he dropped him.
Out. He actually gets beaten by FNS.
I'm assuming they buy here?
Really seal the deal.
Or half buy.
Well, in comes the big boy round now. It's the buy round.
He doesn't have knives.
Envy.
Are they gonna get him orb?
An unsuccessful eco. Really not able to find too much, all except for 1 frag onto version 1. And,
Vanity's a Bucky main, I swear. Hey man, the shotguns are so good. Like,
we're gonna have
use them.
Split up on Sheriffs and Buckies, so look for Vanity and Penny to be playing these close angles. I'm assuming with this lineup,
it's crazy how easy it is to hold Male with a shotgun.
It's not going to be simply playing angles, but more or less getting in the face of Envy some way, somehow.
This is weird. There's
3A,
but they walled it.
On the ground right now here has the lineup to kill a couple players here, but the impact still being made by V1 as they get aggressive right up in the face of this Envy push. Guiding light out from Crash. He's going to be hard to guide it on the inside of those cloud bursts, though, so not really going to end up making a whole lot of impact, but we are going to see regrowth come out very quickly.
Super weird.
Some of the damage done to the players in the process of that very crazy early round exchange. Envy will ultimately have to back away from their position at A main as well and call this off.
They're hoping someone makes a mistake.
Could reattempt the same take a couple seconds later once V1 are no longer expecting it. Might try to rotate over towards B. Still waiting for a decision to come in on that front from Envy.
Round 3 far from done here.
This dog is so good, dude. It's so good.
Mid is Envy. Working their way towards B. They'll use
I love when it leaps
to clear out B main as their 2 sets continue to contest inside of mid, but they don't want to try and go for that too aggressively just yet. This seems to be a fake from Envy as they set up Sky across the map to try and pull these version 1
this is scary.
Not having it.
Oh, this is scary. Is he gonna dash across?
I didn't think was going to happen earlier is actually about to. But oh no, Penny.
He right-clicked, but he was too close.
Damage and barely deals any
damage
anyway.
My god, that is a bummer. That is a bummer.
Get themselves a plant with just
he was too close to right-click.
10 seconds left on the clock.
He was just too close.
Leverage themselves control of the overall site and secure the plant. For V1 here, as you can tell, still on an eco, not a whole lot of gunpowder left, but they are in the area, specifically by screens.
That looked so funny.
The rest of their
like, actually looked so funny.
One more player into position. As you can see, they've already retaken heaven control for themselves here. Crashes at the same time, trying to swing out there, and very well timed. Is able to take Vanity out pretty much for
they're losing.
Go back and forth.
They lost so many guns.
The only player still standing for V1 eventually.
Holy shit.
Will also handle that.
That was actually good for V1.
On the board here.
Like, yeah, they lost a round, but
Okay, well,
Took out 4
far,
guns.
This is looking like a much more impactful
When it was looking like
a version 1.
It was looking like they were gonna have 3 or 4
good
guns
job.
up.
Even inside
Actually,
of that eco, they played it perfectly. It just obviously didn't
Free.
fall into their lap.
That should have been a
Penny
kill.
especially got a frag right there. That
Crashy should have been the
such
only
a
one that
highlight
died because
for
of the
them to
trade.
Get one off on the entry, and that more than likely goes their way.
Should have had 3 guns.
If it did end up happening.
That's
But
okay.
not the chance.
Mame with
for,
the knives?
Not actually what ended up going on. Instead, Envy with the rounds here, and still going to be able to translate some things into the next one. Mame going to be on knives for this round as well, so could see a possible buy-up in the future. A good upgrade for him, the amount of economy he'll get from that ult.
And he's going to get pushed out pretty quickly because of the boombot here, and Envy are
Oh, wow.
really going to put the pressure on. FNS also has top ramp control in the A site itself, so that's going to be a brutal combination, immediately forcing out
I like
the
it.
defenders
I like
here
the
from
split.
V1. They'll still maintain screens control for themselves. Oh, shrouded step.
Ooh.
Going to walk right up and challenge that. Taking
And they're going
down
back,
Vanity,
bro.
spot the
They're
second player
going
on the
back.
inside of screens as
Envy.
well.
Ooh.
That's going to
Ah.
send
Ooh.
Envy reeling back, though, when they realize just how much presence is already rotated over from the B site, making them believe that B is the smarter choice. So far, it's the right decision. Effie's looking to quickly reinsert himself up the heaven stairs here. Does have the dark cover blocking his pass, so will more than likely wait that out before trying to make a play. But on the other side, it's Mame. He's got the knives out, but not going to make a difference. Effie still finds the impact. Instead, that's Heaven recontrolled by the defenders, and they can use that as a staging ground to get back out.
And they need it so desperately right now. Envy with full site control, but as you said, Tower in favor of version 1 for the time being. Caboose will be playing Hell. Nice dark cover to limit line of sight here for them. Aggressive play from version 1, but what else would you expect? Envy come out on top of the pile, but finally Zelsis fires back. He knows the position.
Ooh, Zelsis is fragging. Oh, no.
He can't win his one either. And version 1 with 3 rounds right now up against Envy, shutting down Take.
Version 1 keeping their rotate capability on a swivel right there to very quickly move back over.
It's a little bit of a
towards the
bummer.
B site.
Whoever their
Before the
flank
spike
player
had gone
was,
down, there
I don't
at
even
least
think got a
one
kill,
player
or maybe
already
he
up
maybe
the
he got
heaven
one.
stairs.
Who was their
Two
flank player
really
here?
at that point.
Finesse?
And right here with Effie's frag is where the retake
Finesse got
begins.
one.
Use it, as I said, as a staging ground to flood into the site. Combined, of course, with the defender spawn route through the tunnel there. Working
That
their
was
way
so hard
back
to
in, and
understand what was
ultimately
happening.
Finally being able to reinsert to get
It was such a cluster of players, I couldn't tell.
A very big win for them, as it's just going to force Envy onto another eco, and more than likely, assuming nothing crazy happens, V1 should be in a good position to try and get themselves a 4th round here.
Well, speaking of crazy things, yes, it is an economy, but Victor also has a Guardian, which could be
I like this.
a touch scary.
I like that
mean,
people are
whenever
starting to
you
get
see a
that Guardian
on the
going, dude.
field,
That gun
I
is
feel like
so
you immediately
strong.
Get flashbacks of what Steel does with this weapon. So at any moment in time, Victor's going to shoot somebody through a wall, or he'll get shot in the head. That one works too, but it's an aggressive play up mail. V1 good for all of it. Penny also fighting fire with fire, finds a frag of his own. Vanity finally taken down, but it's been the V1 show throughout all of this, as you'd expect. Finally down to FNS is the only member for Envy, but that's done and dusted as well. 4 rounds now for version 1.
Rarma expected to win right there, so they'll be able to get that one without too much of an issue. We'd already talked about how that was going to more than likely fall into the hands of V1, so not too surprising right there. It's this next round that's...
You think the
big
Guardian could
focus,
use a
big
price
investment as
decrease?
well for
Hell
Envy,
no.
Including Mame purchasing up into the ops.
It's
so
already
a
so
lot more
cheap.
aggressive presence going to be capable for them, especially in mid from the looks of things.
It's so
here, but they're
good and
certainly
so
looking
cheap.
to position that off.
No way.
Stay the case though. Well, he does have to put the spike down. He has control over that too if he wants to really go for the swing in mid. And in the meantime, the other Envy players are going to bring out the Trailblazer to get some good info on the lurk up to A. Problem is though,
Puppy.
their op has failed. Vanity from V1 gets the better of that op v op duel and can now rotate to cover the top ramp angle.
Oh god, he doesn't know.
It seems. Player's
Oh,
already swung
no.
though. He's gonna have to try and make up for that. Can't get it done though. Victor already taking down Vanity. Player 1 with the trade, but he's the only one left in this site now from screens, and he's gonna try to go deep in the site. Here's the
Holy
Player 1
shit.
with an opportunity to catch Caboose, but he just barely misses him. That sends Player 1 reeling back to screens. Even there won't really be safe though. Victor already has control of Heaven, and he's aggressive with it, trying to swing out towards defender spawn. Penny trying to get himself
Oh
back
my
to
god,
the
player
inside.
1 is
Here's Player
playing
1
this
finally
so
able to
well.
work something in this fight.
He's playing it
Such
so
an
well,
awkward
dude.
round for him. Rez also coming in from FD's. FNS spraying into that though, and immediately denies it. However,
This is a good round.
no Rez really being brought back
This is a
into
fun
this
one to
one,
watch.
Just info on FNS's current position.
Player 1 finally getting taken down as Envy grasp hold of this situation. It's all down to
Well
Penny
done.
now, and he can't get it done either. Caboose wraps it up with a bow as they finally find a round. After having to fight through all of those ecos, just not working.
Player
out
one
for
was playing
them.
that super
Version
well.
one, finally onto the back foot. Didn't seem like it was going to go that way early on with, well, the shots that we saw from Vanity. Able to take down Mame, where Mame made that huge investment onto the op and ended up losing it in the process. But Envy still able to claim a round nevertheless on the A site, get that spike control, or get that spike down and get control of the site. That was the biggest deal right there for them. The only real person they had to worry about was player one inside of screens. And granted, he did run amok, but it just was not enough for version one to claim the round back.
When did I start on
Penny at
Twitch?
the beginning of the round here.
Shit, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago.
Any pressure towards A, and he sees that there is nothing there. So Vanity is very well prepared for this to execute. A double frag from him, both Mummy and Victor going down. He's going to Shrouded step his way to the other side of this so he can retreat towards hell or heaven and keep himself safe. Envy, in the meantime, doesn't even know what to do with themselves here. They're going to take a moment to pop the
What's up, Justin?
Crafty's there and get their teammates back to full HP. Look like they want to re-engage, but the dark cover already re-blocking off the angle. They're going to try and use the cyber cage to get out. Guiding light as well, pushing them in. FNS leading the charge, but nobody can get anything done. Penny
So good for their money right now.
A
Well, flawless is nice after losing.
It really feels like version one's just starting to feel themselves. A lot of these plays coming through with flying colors. Amazing, amazing stuff there from Vanity to shut down not only Mame, but also the aggressive C4 packs coming out from Victor. And that right there is exactly what won them that round. I mean, even if the trade does come through, it's still going to be a pretty difficult one for NB to actually flood out of the garage with the intel coming in from version 1. But, I mean, that was just a full stop from V1 to shut that one down inside of that area. So now V1 pushing NV back once again onto Eco. FNS will have a share of, but that's really it when it comes to the upgrades. A couple of frenzies along for the ride as well.
Player one already able to sneak a kill off against what's going to be, once again, a very weak round from Envy here, economically speaking. Just pistols, and some players not even upgrading from their classic, as we'll see with Mame's case, able to at least guarantee one trade. Neural theft going to be used there as well by the defense, giving them a little bit more intel about.
It's kind of crazy to think how long I've been here doing this.
Now it's relatively focused on mid.
You know?
Can begin crunching it. Penny with one pickup. Penny with two.
Started in 2012. Either that or early 2013. One of the two. I don't remember. I think it was 2013.
Solid stuff from version 1.
2013.
Played their angles extremely well, and that's really all you need to do
2012?
necessarily when a pusher's coming through like that.
Around
on
there.
Eco, so very well done from
Wild,
them.
so much time.
But right now, it just seems to be that Penny and Zelsis are finding this
Gun round.
groove together. We continue to see this
No
their
ults.
plays go back and forth.
They're for vanity, but
supporting these different angles and things along those lines, and it's just looking so strong overall. I want to see if Penny specifically can continue this throughout this series, or at least this matchup in particular.
Oh my god.
I mean, not really finding anything in that earlier map, but now on Split, he just seems to be an entirely different beast.
Caboose trying to bait with a Shrouded step early on here. Not really going to work, though, and nearly gets found out by
3/11/2012, Shroud. Oh.
Able to avoid death.
Hell yeah.
Regroup with the rest of the team on the inside of mid here. Guiding light out, but it's really just a bait to keep the Heaven players
How long was that?
on
9
the
years?
inside and not try to peek out towards mid to see this play as they work their way all the way into ropes already. It seems V1 almost immediately resigned to play for a retake here, but they've got a player in deep sight. There's Cypher fully committed to that. Player one, in fact, he's going to be able to pick up one kill before going down to Caboose. CF, he's rotating himself into screens, but because of the dark cover, not much room for impact. They'll have to play it on the retake instead.
It's going to be a difficult one indeed.
The sprays, man.
But that might be going by the wayside.
Oh my god.
Two big frags coming through for V1, but FNS reclaims space. And that's going to be a big deal. They need to be able to hold on to Heaven as long as possible, but that's shut down as well. Version 1 looking so good on the retake. Penny not able to get the frag, but Vanity gets it for his
So many people in this game are just spraying.
Up. Penny
Valorant is about
play. I mean, this guy is
like control.
When it comes
Just
to
spraying all day is just so inconsistent and so hard.
I mean, every single time entering from a
But I get it.
portion.
Mentally, it's kind of hard coming from CS too. CS, your spray was your crutch. In this game, your spray is definitely not your crutch.
This round is he'll pick up the op to utilize this time. Envy, not so much the case, as once again they're stuck onto what is relatively, for the most part, going to be an eco here. A couple of gun upgrades, specifically just going to see the Spectre go on to FNS and 2 Sheriffs, but aside from that, it is a complete save going into this round, and I believe a pause call also being made more than likely by Envy at this point in the game, as they're falling very far behind. They're falling behind very, very quickly here, so they need to try and control the pacing, otherwise we are on a very fast trajectory towards that map 3 on Ascent.
Yeah, a lot of issues right now for Envy, and an even bigger one being that this is actually their map pick, Haven being version 1, so this should be the map where we see Envy be at least contesting the score, and right now that is not the case.
You think they're going to fix running and gunning soon? What do you mean? It's fine.
Timeout is done. You guys can come back from making the popcorn. Everything is now ready and set. As Envy once again on a half buy. Spectres for FNS and Caboose, but nothing real else for the other group of people. Crashies is going to have a Sheriff to be able to assist, but as of right now, it's looking to be the rush up into Heaven for Envy.
Player 1 trying to see if he can meet his luck once again here and find some picks from the inside of screens.
That sucks.
Far too much pressure working its way onto him, and even worse, Mame going to press to the inside here. The Bladestorm, there's a lot of presence sitting on the inside of screens now, way more than it was before.
Oh my god.
The problem is, he'll still be caught by Vanity, holding the Heaven.
That's actually
here.
such a bummer.
Is not working out to properly mask the angle. Gives away at least something to Vanity, who's going to be able to get himself a second now as well. FNS trying to swing in, but it's just an absolute execution from V1. That's until Caboose gets in the fight. Finally shut down off of a very nice off shot from Penny, but he's looking dangerous for a second there until Caboose had finally been contained at the back of the trade.
Yeah, some scary stuff right there, but version 1 are good for it, and honestly, it's to be expected at this point. It feels like Split for their playstyle is just really, really strong with how they're able to translate out of like Heaven and areas like that. They really, really like these areas where they're able to have multiple of their players on different elevations, and that makes gunfights very difficult when it comes down to it. When you peek an angle and there's 2 people sitting at completely 2 different elevations, you're gonna have a problem. We've already seen that happen throughout the day already, especially with how Penny had been playing on Haven. So we'll see if that continues to hinder any successes here, but especially in that round, it was just such an aggressive retake from version 1, and Envy could not find
Sucks he had to waste the dash.
Necessary.
Should have trusted his boy.
This matchup, but will it stay that way? As Crashes gets himself a good first pick. We've got Slow and Barrier going down, but the Seekers, Effies, never mind, gonna tear all those Seekers apart there, preventing any of the intel from working its way past Mail. Obviously, they know that they've got 3 players in that direction now, but where specifically they are, that much is still a mystery. Envy, though, do realize the severity of the hold on the inside of B, and off of the limited info from the Seekers, are going to back up, work their way into A. FNS has met minimal competition here at the staging point.
Player 1, the only man here for version 1 right now, and we'd already seen a...
Let's get 2 more, Envy. Let's get 2 more.
By them onto this site, and it seems like they'll be going for it again. Victor with a better plant position now, though, just to be able to keep that in open space and not hide it behind L. So, I have an opportunity to defend this from multiple different angles as opposed to just staying deep onto the site. FNS only making his way back over towards ramp, supporting Mame at the top of this as he's waiting to see what version 1 are going to do with this space. Takes down 1, but it's the trade. Zelsis with the flank takes down 2.
That's just,
and oh, it's happening again. Caboose locked inside of Hell. Diffuse coming through.
The first thing Mame does when he swings is he swings, crouches, sprays.
On over to Penny, and
fuck!
9-2 score line.
Hit him in the head.
The defensive half.
Get a little bursty, get a little tappy.
Relatively late push in there from V1 as well. Starting to get a little worried about their capability to make impact and, more importantly, retake the site in time. But saw that big play coming in from mainly Zelsis on the.
It's crazy how fast that round fell apart.
Side. Here you go. See it right here. A nice double from him on top.
Holy
of the
shit.
Pickups from both Effies and Player 1 inside of the site allowed them to work their way in. Obviously, a couple problems managing Caboose right there as he's been causing them some strife for the past couple of rounds. But once he's dealt with the defuse, no problem whatsoever. And a 9th round now on the board for V1. A very one-sided map so far for them, which is surprising considering what we just had transpire on Haven here.
Yeah, I mean, Split, not the easiest when it comes to offense, but obviously with the changes that have happened to the map, it's gotten to be easier. But still, this scoreline, even for a map that would be defensive-sided, that's scary. That is so very scary. 9-2 is not something that you want to be in, especially on your own map. FNS now taking contact inside of Heaven. That's an opportunity here on Player 1, but I don't believe he even knows that Effies exists. Up on top of the box now. An opportunity here for
Damn.
the moment, and
They don't even
actually
clear it.
Vanity
Sucks.
able to win it out. Has the paranoia as well, and he'll follow up with that, but nobody home. Instead, Envy switching gears, trying to take control of tower through mail.
Ooh.
Solid pressure from Envy to maybe make up the difference on the inside of this round. Zelsis still in the depths of the B site. He's only able to translate one frag. Crashies be the one to trade it back out. Plant going down at any moment here. Version 1 still have the edge, and it's going to get pushed even further here because Vanity
no, just planting in the open. No,
from the shadows, but he doesn't even really need to use it. V1 shut down the remaining players in a series of detached engagements, pushing them up onto double digits.
Honestly, like, I think Envy's playing the rounds good. Like the way they're splitting and the way they're taking the map is good. They're just losing every engagement. All of these fights, they're just losing. So
everything else where version 1 simply either heading.
There's really not much to say about it. Like they're playing it right. They're just
dicing up Envy.
They're just taking L's on gun duels. I don't know. It's kind of like a GG go next, you know.
Really great, especially on retake play from version 1.
They could win.
Record, even when under relative pressure and operating on limited
11 straight,
able to work their way back in.
They could.
Of flank
I doubt it, but they could.
Direct engagements in order to pick up the wins here. Pick up so many engagements.
Their post-plant poo-poo? Well, their post-plants are good. They're just losing their duels. That's it. They're literally just losing their duels. That's all that's happening.
Looking to really push the envelope, send us on.
Interesting. Jet with out without a ghost.
Taking the initial contact on the top side of the B tower.
Wild.
Is quickly going to get finished off by Zelsis before that barrier orb wall gets itself placed down, preventing any further attempts to cause problems while the rest of them clear out the site.
They're going A. Oh my God, they're going A. Oh, and they're going back to B.
Going to be exactly the execute just yet. Fake back towards mid.
That was hilarious.
Retake as player 1
Yo, V1 some gamers.
Inside of market, Vanity makes
oh my God.
All the worse for Envy as the frenzy goes huge for a double.
They ran back to ropes and they made the really loud clunk 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 noise going through here, and then they started walking back.
Too much damage from the right.
And everybody rotated A, and then they just walked back B.
Right now for version 1.
That's a big issue for Envy when you see Vanity able
honestly
to play he made. It's those unexpected positions that are constantly getting the better of Envy inside of this map. You could say the same for the retakes that were happening in the previous half about why they were so successful.
That's some 1.6 shit right there.
Plays that the members of Envy weren't expecting to deal with, and as a result of that, V1 win a lot of very important gunfights that put them ahead. They never really seemed to make.
There's such a stupid strat called credit card.
Envy has been making where they overcommit themselves to an engagement
in 1.6, so probably even before then on Nuke.
Very clean performance, obviously on the defensive side,
where you just keep going in a circle.
In the second half here, FNS ready for the challenge. It seems
your whole team just runs in a circle and like almost near spawn.
Victor as well, still potentially trying to cause problems from the inside of elbow here. He's going to swing out. There's the flash assist, but it's not going to matter. The guiding light not making the impact. Player 1 still getting the kill here, and now with the remaining players on the Envy roster going down, it's left it all up to Caboose in a 1v3. Screens control, gets himself the Guardian at least, but no shots connecting. It's all V1 all day as they net themselves their 12th, only one more away from pushing us to that map 3.
I'm sure that's exactly what.
Yeah, around the world on Dust 2 doesn't really work anymore. It worked back then. It doesn't really work anymore.
I mean, this scoreboard right now just looks abysmal for Envy, and I hate saying that, but at a 12-2 scoreline, nobody even breaking double digits inside of frags.
You like the spectate overlay more?
Double-digit frags. That right there just tells you the difference between these two right now. Envy cannot find a
I like it because I could see their abilities,
it seems they're just
but
falling apart at the seams.
That's about it.
Problematic.
I like that I could see their abilities and how many ult points they have.
This could be the penultimate round for version 1 on split, taking it away from Envy, forcing this last map when honestly I didn't think that we would even reach this point. FNS gets onto site, he's able to take
got around
of control, but it's more mummy than anything. Able to take down quite a few players, finally ripping player 1, but no, it's actually Victor.
He was moving too much.
As the bullets just simply couldn't connect.
Version 1 really throwing themselves at Envy on the inside of this round, and unfortunately, I don't believe Version 1 expected there to be a 2-man setup behind that box next to Hell, and as a result of that, we just see a massive number of frags coming in from, I believe it was Mame there over the course of that round. Might have been another player too in the mix in the actual site, but that player is really catching them off guard, picking up the multi-frags, and then the rest of the rotates just closing out. Bit of a sloppy one, to be completely honest, there from V1, but they're up by 9 rounds still, so no overall worry for them just as of yet. It is going to take them
god,
into a bit of a
Xset
weird
is
bye, though, for this next round.
dominating.
They'll have largely full
Holy
rifles, but
shit.
He's going to be a little bit too low for that, so he's got the Bucky instead.
They can basically like,
Poo-poo.
lose their economy 2 to 3 more times, right? Depending on the situation, and still have an opportunity to win this game. I mean, that's just how far ahead they are right now. It's
Man, this
truly
second stream
insane.
looks better.
Guiding light out now to
Am I
assist
crazy?
Victor side of mid, but
It's kind of
nothing
nice.
Too much, nothing truly popping off just yet.
What are the video stats on
Seconds
these?
of this round, mostly just posturing, but that's exactly what we would expect. Trying to figure out exactly what Envy are doing on this defensive side. Player 1 to strike first as he takes down FNS at the top of ramp.
Is this over?
Good start from player 1 here. You can tell V1 taking this one a little bit more cautiously this time due to the mistakes that were made due to a haphazard execute on the previous round. Definitely don't want a repeat of that. The
Nope.
problems being caused already. Victor and Crash
Ain't over yet.
pressing in against this execute. That's the spike down at the top of ropes here too. They're going to have to try and retake this position somehow. Victor with the paint shells. That could potentially be so much damage. But the good news is you want to quick on the trigger. They quickly rotate back up and avoid the large majority of that. Oh no, Penny goes right up,
What?
tries to dodge it, but it's not going to work out.
What?
Two more kills going by the way of
What?
V1 here.
Okay,
Crashes
dude,
the last
go
one.
next. Mental reset, Envy. Mental reset. Hit the DMs. Come and swing a next map. Fuck.
We're open. Now that they're here,
What's happening over here?
execution going to be challenging with 4.
Whoa.
Comes in, there's the
Huge.
recon bolt. Yep, that's going to make things challenging.
He's just
Thanos
running
makes
through
even
it.
Worse. Weeded does find
Fucking
something
psychos.
to salvage. Aaron will join him. 2v3. The injured Weeded. Aaron just trying to snail underneath Poach. It's a bullet in his brain. Down to Weeded. Shot from all angles.
Hey,
shot
they're
from
still
all
in it.
sides, and
The BBG.
salvaged
They
the
ain't lost
pistol.
yet.
It all started with
Pistola.
that A main control. Finding that opening pick meant this bloodbath that eventually happened on B was going to be a little
Does X set a bunch of R6 players? I honestly am unsure. I feel like I know the name BCJ and Aaron
too slow, also
from Counter-Strike, I think.
too early where they started executing from.
I'm unsure about Pure.
It'll
We
pop
did.
that dart